Welcome to a Yakuza 0 100% trophy guide video. In this video we're going to talk about Mahjong, and Mahjong is probably the hardest minigame to get used to as a beginner, so don't get too worried if you're struggling with this, because everyone struggles with it at the start. There's a lot of chips, you don't know what you're looking for, you don't know what to do. It is quite overwhelming. So we'll start with the basics. I'm not very well versed on Mahjong, but I know how to win. So essentially, there are 14 tiles that you will have, and you want to create, generally, an easy way to win basically is to create 4 threes and 1 2. So as you can see on the screen here, I've got 2 dragon blank cards, so tiles, and they're going to be my 2. And then if you look on the left hand side of that, we've got a green 9, green 8, green 7, green 4, 2 green 3s, 2 green 1s, and a green 2. So we picked up a 6 there on the right hand side, as you can see. So now we've got 6, 7, 8, 9. Basically a hand would be, like, a 3 would be 7, 8, 9. Or, 5, 6, 7, whatever it may be. Or you could have 3 of the same number. So you could have, like, 3 dragons. You could have, 3 whatever. But the essential aim of the game is to get 4 times 3 of these things, like winning hands. So what you can do to make it easier on yourself as well is press square every round, and it'll come up with a button called Richie. And Richie, if you've got 1 tile that you need to get left to have a winning hand, it will literally come up regardless. Even if you don't see it, it'll come up and be like, oh, you've got a potentially winning hand nearby. So that is a really useful thing to just keep in your mind. So there's a lot of completion points coming out here, which is really annoying. In terms of game, I go for all of the settings on the left, and we go for quarterly game, I think, because it's a shorter game and it finishes quicker. But once you get Richie, if you get within the next 3 turns a win by stealing a tile off someone else that they've put down for the winning tile, that'll be called Richie Ipatsu. Ipatsu just means, like, in the next turn, basically the next full set of turns that you win. And if you get Richie Ipatsu, generally you're going to have a decent amount of Dora. So it's calculated on, like, Dora and other stuff. And basically you get, like, points based on how good your hand is, and if you didn't show your cards, because you can do other things like chi, which is stealing cards from, like, the opponent. If you've got a 3 that you want to make, like I've got 2 4s here, if someone else put down a 4 on the other side, then I would say, oh, I'm stealing that 4, and that'll be a pawn. A chi is a 1, 2, 3. The 4 is a pawn. 3 is a pawn, son. Sorry. So with that said, you don't want to steal tiles. It basically lowers your points at the end if you steal tiles. So you're aiming to not steal tiles and try and make a hand out of what you've got. So there's, like, how many is there? 3, I think, different types of main tiles that are 1 to 9. So you can see here you got the left hand side one with a weird symbol, and then a pink 4. That is one style of tile that goes from 1 to 9. And then you've got green tiles, which basically are the same thing, 1 to 9. And then you've got, like, circular dot tiles, which, again, 1 to 9. The red tiles are just extra tiles. I think you get more points for using them as well, if you manage to get a winning hand with them. So they're useful. There's 2 different ways to win as well. One's called Ron, one's called Sumo. Ron is basically where you steal a tile at the end. Once you've got 1 tile left, you steal a tile, and then that's, like, game over. You win with Ron. And then if you don't steal a tile to win, so like you get all of your 14 tiles on your own or whatever, that's called sumo. And sumo gets you way more points because Ron is directly taking points from another player because you stole their tile. But sumo is points off every single player. So you want to aim for sumo really to get the most points you can. So in terms of getting like Hahnemann, Mangan, whatever the other ones are, those are the ones where you need really high amount of points. I think it's over 10,000 or something for Hahnemann, something like that. Can't remember. But yeah, if you just take a look at my hands and what I'm doing, like which cards I'm getting rid of, which tiles I'm getting rid of, sorry. There's so many hands that you can potentially get. Like you can get like 2 half like flushes. You can get, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can get like full straight. So if you had 1, 2, 3, basically if you had 1 to 9, that'd be a full straight. And then, but you still need the other cards. So if you had 1 to 9, you'd still need a triple and a 2 to finish. It's basically like mild poker hands is the easiest way I can explain it. But always click the square with Ricci because you never know what'll happen. And even if you can't see a winning hand in your hand, you might have it. It's all RNG based, but you can be tactical with it. It's learning the hands is probably the hardest part because I didn't really learn the hands. I just kind of figured it out. It was kind of painful, but we'll take it. But yeah, like it's probably easier for me to explain specific things if they come up in the comments. But if you just watch the moves I make in the game, watch which tiles I'm moving, and go from there. Like you can see all these completion points as well. You have to do a lot of Mahjong, so you will end up picking it up. It's one of the hardest ones, as in mini games in the game, I would say, in any of the games. So you will be playing it a lot, and if you do completion on the other ones, you'll be playing it again. So get used to it. If you enjoy it, great. If not, then you're gonna have a hard time, unfortunately. But yeah, these east, west, north, south dragon cards, if you get 3 of them, you get like a special point. It's like an extra point. I don't know what this middle bit's about. Like I've never understood the middle bit where the green dragon is at the moment. I know if you can get a thing called Kan, Kan, which is getting 4 of the same tile, and then that flips over another tile. But I don't know what that means in terms of like getting points, or if it's, you know, if you incorporate a green dragon in your winning hand, do you get more points? I don't know. It's such a tricky one to work out, but yeah, like you'll basically get hands where you might be waiting on two things, and then you have to make a decision which ones to get rid of, which ones to not get rid of. As you can see as well, when you do a Ricci, in the top right corner pops up the tiles that are remaining, which is really useful. So sometimes that you say, for example, I needed a 9 or a 6, let's just say, and the 9 still had 4 left, or 3 left, sorry, that hadn't been played, or 4 left, it might be, in a certain case. You can use the one that's more likely to get you the win, if you know what I mean. So if the 6 had like 1 left to be played, chances are someone's keeping it for their hand, whereas the 9, chances are if there's 4 left or 3 left, that's the better one to go for because it's more likely that it'll come out of the pack or someone will put it down. It's a lot of judgment based stuff, but the main aim for me is just going for either getting 3 of a kind, or, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, blah blah blah. So if you say, like in this particular example, we've got 2, 5, and 7, even though we just drew a 3 there, because we've just drawn a 3, I wouldn't get rid of the 2, but if we didn't draw a 3, I would have got rid of the 2 there, because you only want 5, 6, 7, basically. It's I hope this is helping. It's really hard to explain a game that's really in depth, but I'm trying to explain like a basic way to win, if possible. But I'll end my commentary there. If you got any specific questions, let me know in the comments. Hopefully this helped. If it did help, like and subscribe. If not, I don't know how I can explain it any better, to be honest. it's a tricky one to explain, so we'll leave it at that. Any comments or whatever, I'll try and do my best to answer. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and just monitor the hands I'm playing. Take a look. If it starts like gelling in your head and starts making sense, then go for it. If not, it might be better to read other guides. I might link Cyrix Z's guide in there as well, because he probably does a good written explanation in general. So we'll throw that in there anyway. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Take care, peace out, and good luck.
けるわけにはいかねえ。そう来なくちゃな。
誰かボケろや。
いい。待たせるんじゃねえよ。
負けるの嫌いだし。
くそ。
ドン。いい。
自分らとはここが違うね。
ついてたじゃん。
リーチズモンシートイツドラ2